Hello, dear viewer, thank you for joining me for your daily pick a card tarot reading. All right, you know the way this works. I ask you to choose the stone that calls to you, that resonates with your intuition. Because your intuition is magic. We all have some. And some days we're listening to it better than others, but you know what? It's something that strengthens with practice. So, let's begin. Those of you who chose this yellow stone, we have the Knight of Coins, the Queen of Coins, and the Ten of Swords. All right, don't get too concerned about the Ten of Swords when you have it with the Queen of Coins and the Knight of Coins. But you know what I think? I think this is a story. These are all minor arcana. This isn't a huge event in your life, but I think you have a pattern. I think there's a pattern. I think you must be someone who really values security and you value financial security. So you daily make efforts to protect that, to build that and protect that faithfully. No matter what, you do give it its due. And maybe too much. Maybe you give it too much of its due because we have the Ten of Swords there. And the Ten of Swords is sometimes the martyr card, where you may be feeling like you're pushing and trying to do everything you normally would to increase your security, to keep your security, but you may feel a bit of a martyr right now because there may be, it may be too much. You may be putting too much into it. You may be valuing that security a little too much. So I think this is about today. Please honor the fact that our emotions are important. Our physical health is important. Our mental health is important. Please honor that today and honor that you are important. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll put our health and well-being and our happiness, we'll put it up on a shelf. We'll be like, we'll explore you on the weekend. Or we'll bring that off the shelf and allow ourselves to enjoy something after we have built up more security. And you know what that does for us? It makes it more automatic that we're going to give up quality of life for security. Now, security is not a bad thing. Security is a good thing. It does help us to relax quite a bit. I'm not saying that it's not good to have security. It's not good to be dependable. I think those things are important. I think that it is very important for us, though, to remember why are we doing this? Why do we want that financial security? Why do we want perhaps even wealth? Why do we want that? We want that because we believe we're going to enjoy our lives more. So, but if we're always putting enjoyment of our lives up on the shelf, pursuing this, chances are greater that we're going to keep doing that. So I think this is about balance. I think it's about giving yourself a great big pat on the back for your dependability and your the security that you've built. And really, give yourself a great big hug for that. Because now it will let you relax more. Now, let's say that today is the day where you have enough built up that you can begin to enjoy yourself while you increase your security. What's really weird about this too is sometimes if we value feeling good, we value our emotional quality of life, sometimes more money comes in. It is the weirdest thing. But sometimes if we want to think the thoughts that feel good to think. We want to do the things that feel good to do. We want to value that and in our day and experience that. Sometimes the weirdest thing happens. Our energies are freed up and we actually end up getting more done, but we actually enjoy it because, there is something enjoyable in work. There is something enjoyable in building up our security in the individual actions we take to do that. But if we have an attitude like, you know what, I'm going to do this only at the pace that allows me to enjoy it, we end up with more energy. We end up with more of that wands energy. We usually end up getting more done than if we look on it as a burden that must be satisfied to keep us feeling safe and secure. So I think it's a change in mindset today. So go on, enjoy the things that you do, and keep the enjoyment of life first and foremost. Give yourself time to not do some of the things that you feel you must, to go ahead and enjoy yourself. For those of you who chose this pink stone, and I think it's pink granite, I've got the Devil card, the Knight of Swords, and we have the Page of Swords. Oh my goodness. Okay, now don't worry about the Devil card. Personally, I know everybody is different here, but I personally don't believe there is a devil. I think we are bedeviled. I think we are bedeviled sometimes by our own thought patterns, actually, and our own repetitive behavior, our own decisions not to allow ourselves the freedom that we need, yeah, that kind of thing. But in this particular reading, the devil comes up to increase the heat, up the heat, to get you ready to make a change. Because that's what the devil always does for us. Maybe we're doing something repetitively. Maybe we're thinking something repetitively. This can be addiction. This can be simply worrisome thoughts. This can be obsessive thoughts about somebody. And I wonder about that because we've got the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So I am wondering if there are people in your environment who are argumentative or need to be right or are sort of immature with the way they speak, or they're just not living consciously, as Eckhart Tolle would say. They're, and it's not their fault. I mean, they're not, it's hard. Well, it's not hard. It takes a certain amount of growth to get to the point where we do live consciously, and we're all working on it. But you may have some people that you're sort of chained to that it's difficult. It's difficult. And you may tend to think about them a lot, especially if you've got like somebody with a temper in your environment. There may be a bit of walking on eggshells here with that Devil card. There may be a little bit of that. It's possible you're tied into some sort of interaction, repetitive interaction with somebody that just always ends in arguments, where both of you are arguing. But I'm looking in these three cards for the advice here, and I don't see it. Perhaps that's because only you know what the devil, what's bedeviling you, what's ramping up in intensity until you either decide to make a change or you become willing to receive a change. Sometimes the devil comes when a tower is coming in, and the devil comes in to make us absolutely ready for that tower, because maybe the tower is a good thing the universe has planned for us, a relief, a change, because towers are simply, things change after a tower. Maybe there's something coming in that will actually be a pivotal turning point for you, and the devil's here to allow you to be ready for that. Maybe the devil's here to allow you to be ready to make a decision. But that devil card, it plays a part. It does play a part. And we all need to take the time it takes to get ready for the next thing. So this will be interesting. If you do watch these daily pick-a cards, I would suggest you keep watching them for a while. And look for when the Tower comes. Look for when the New Beginning, the Fool comes. Look for the Empress. A lot of times will show up with this, the promise of something new in your life. Look for the Death card, which can be oh, that's done. That's good. So this is it's obviously there's one area of your life, there's something in your life that you're getting ready to change significantly. And that is fine. It's fine to take the time it takes, though it really is. It's fine to take the time it takes. For those of you who chose this white stone with the flashes, this white and gray stone, we have the Death card. I was just talking about that. And the Two of Cups and the Ace of Coins. All right. So the Death card simply means something is done and it feels done. And it feels like it's a decision that's made, because this Two of Cups is about a pact, an agreement. Like you're seeing eye to eye with somebody and you're making an agreement. So to me, I'm thinking this Death card is the death of something that is ended by an agreement that looks pretty positive in this card to me. So that is a good thing. And somehow there's an opportunity being held out to you for increased health or wealth or both, increased security at the same time. So there is okay, so if you have been experiencing something where you feel like, okay, I'm really done with this. I'm done. I need to accept this is over. Or thank goodness this is over. Now look for things to improve. That's what I'm seeing here. Now look for things to improve. Somehow, some sort of communication or agreement or, some communication with somebody who is like-minded will bring with it an opportunity for enhanced security. So that is very interesting. That's very interesting. I just almost see the light bulbs going off in your heads, like very frequently this Death card comes up and it's about something specific that has been on our mind. So you probably know. But it looks like this particular ending certainly brings new opportunity and a nice seeing eye to eye with someone. So that is good. Okay, for those of you who chose this humble striped stone, this is a Picasso stone apparently, because the veins can go, in different ways. All right, we have the Star card, we have the Hermit, and we have the Knight of Wands. Boy, two powerful major arcana here. They're wonderful because the Hermit is all about spirituality. It's about maybe it's important to be your own best friend today. It's important to check in with yourself. It's important to hear your own inner voice today. Even if you need to separate yourself out for a bit, that's all right. Maybe even separate yourself out for the whole day. Who knows? Whatever you feel led to do. But the Hermit has a message for you, and it's a hopeful one. It's a hopeful one. You will feel better for spending time alone in meditation, prayer, what have you. Whatever replenishes you. Sometimes I feel like with the Hermit, since we're kind of listening to the internal leadings, maybe it's just that you spend hours listening to the internal leadings today. If you got a hunch, you're supposed to go, you go there. If you've got, if there's something you're starting to think about that is delightful, let's think about that some more. That kind of thing. It will bring you hope. So there's a very nice message for you today from Hermit. So I do encourage you to listen to the inner leading. And if you would like to try to spend a little time in meditation, that's fine. Or journaling, that's fine. Dear Hermit, what do you have to say to me? What have you? That's fine. But sometimes it really is about just listening to that inner leading and responding. And hope, oh gosh, hope might be kind of bubbling up in you. It might sneak up on you.